shall we say that without ego, because believe it or not, Spirit won't use me if I have that. There's no point in it. And because I love Spirit, and because I'm a servant of Spirit, I'm so willing for them to use me. So willing. And because I know their level, I know who they are, they told me who they are, and because I know who they are, so I know the level in which I am so proud, in a nice way, that I'm used for them, and I'm very grateful. If a calamity came upon you and you just couldn't accept it, then your whole system goes down. But if you could manage to say, well, this is it, I'll have to accept it and I'll do the best I can. If you can accept it, if you've been done wrong at any time, you say, well, that was not very nice, but I have to accept what they are saying, and then you send out your own thoughts of love and try to help that person, spiritually, to change their mind.
That's so difficult, though,
yes.
for people who feel they've been.
That's right. Yes.
Been hurt.
Because you've got the power to do it, you see, and you've got the knowledge to do it, and because of that, it's your duty to help them. Because what you have and what you give, you've got to give out. Many people go through their lives and their pain takes over to such an extent that life to them, oh, it's not worth living, it's agony, life is agony. And yet the Holy Spirit is within them, which of course they can hear me talking and they'd say, oh, she's talking rubbish, she doesn't know how I feel or how he feels, yes. And this is it. But what they don't realize is that their thoughts are so important to the human body, and if they would say in their minds, I'm going to be much better, I'm not feeling better now, but I will be better, because my mind is going to concentrate on my body, and my mind says, you are going to be better. And every day a person should have a very strong thought in their head and a picture in their mind, seeing themselves walking, talking, and the pain. They haven't got a pain because they're standing outside of it. They can't. But on the other hand, you say, this is going to get better. I'm going to feel better because my mind, my thoughts, are what you call sending the energy from the brain, from the mind, the soul of the mind, to come right down where the pain is. And I'm going to stand outside of it and I'm going to say, good, because I'm going to get better, because the body acts according to the mind and the thoughts. Do you know that your body is not the only thing on the earth, that you have a beautiful soul? And they would say, well, what is it? And I would say, well, the soul is the part of you that is God. Every time you do a good turn to somebody, that is soul giving. The soul loves to give. The soul loves to be able to lift people up, shall we say, make them cheerful, make them happy. Well, that is the soul working through you, the good part of you. That wonderful light that comes from somebody, from yourself, I would say. You'd say, oh, well, what's the matter? Well, what has happened then? Your very act of kindness towards a person is the soul activating through you. So you see, that is the soul when you do a kindness for somebody. That is a soul expressing itself to you. The soul is the part of God. God comes to you in the soul, and the soul is a part of the physical body. And the soul always tries to impress the personality to be able to do God's work and to give out to other people love understanding. And if you follow that path, then you find it is your soul that's leading you to that. And your soul, there's no doubt about it, is the God within you. And when we say the God, what is God? Well, I don't know about God. It doesn't matter about the word God. It means that love, warmth, giving, that is the soul. And that is the light that's within each one. Sometimes with some people the soul is covered up layer by layer by their personality. And maybe it takes a big, shall we say, upheaval to split this open for them to be able to take in the soul's messages to them. But for others, they may have to wait a long time because of their disbelief of anything outside the physical body. The body actually obeys the soul, what the soul wants. But mind you, there's two minds. There's one of the physical has got a will, and you've got then the other side of the higher self. There's a struggle that goes on because the lower self, living in the earthly world, will make you think things. I'll do this today, or I'll do that, or I wish I hadn't said this to this person, or whatever. And that's what the lower energy does. It takes you away from the higher self and the higher way of living. So what mankind must do, in my opinion, is to be well aware of what's happening within him. He's got to be acutely aware when he gets these low thoughts come and make him miserable, also not very nice to his fellow man. He's never got a happy word for anybody. To be aware that is the lower self trying to take over. Once you realize that this is happening to you, you then push it out of the way, and whatever your nature is, you say, no, I want to be on a higher level of thinking. I will not have these low thoughts. So if we remember, we've got two parts, the lower and the higher. And if you're that kind of person that wants to live a higher life and walk with God, then you're able to throw it out of the way. But if your character is such that you're mean anyway, you'll just march on the same place and keep marching with a lower energy. So it's up to a person whether or not they want to go up or if they want to keep miserable as they are. I think people should realize also that they are not just who they are here on the earth, but they're much more magnificent than that. Their higher self is up there, and it's only a part of that higher self that comes upon the earth to learn the lessons of the earth, which, when that soul has finished this incarnation, it goes back into the higher, what you call higher self, and then continue to go on with other incarnations. And then another part of the Holy Soul will come to the earth. And again, another identity will take place, and another lot of lessons that you would learn. All this goes into the greater soul, who is pure, that wants to know these things, to expand the greater self. Each one of us, in all the incarnations that we're having, is always a step higher and higher, until you can get to the great light itself. Then enchantment, and in you go into this great light, and you have completed what you call the cycle of the soul, and the soul then can go on. You're meditating because you want to go up to higher levels and higher levels until you reach the golden light that is there waiting. And that is why you meditate, so that you can go up, and as you go up, it cleanses your body all the way through, making you worthy of the light that you're trying to reach. to bring in the golden age, shall we say, is there. But it can't come in while the world is in that disarray. So there's got to be this kind of upheavals, floods, earthquakes, boom, 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 breaking up what you call the world like that. A reason. The reason is for the benefit of mankind. Then, when all this settles and moves away, the golden age can come in. And when it does come in, my golly Moses, there's temples of the meditation, temples to be able to do astral traveling, temples for healing, temples for anything that a person's got a flair for. That will come in, making it so that it's a good world.